Hello and welcome to Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house and not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Miller, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. And today, I cannot wait to go over some of these games with you. Hello, welcome in everyone. It is so nice seeing all of you here. Wow, yay, we got to 106 subscribers on YouTube. This is so exciting. We've been trying to break that 99 mark for a while now, and this is really exciting seeing it all happen, come together. I love it. Check science is right, everyone. Please, I would love if you gave me a thumbs up, like this video, and if you haven't already followed, subscribed, please make sure to do that. I really appreciate that. Hey Super Pro, hey Derek, so nice seeing you guys. All right, now before we get started, you know what I always like to say, time to sit back, relax, and get our minds right to win some wagers. That is right. So tonight I am enjoying some Bubble Kush. This is indica dominant hybrid, but it has like sweet candy like flavors. It's a cross between bubblegum and OG Kush, so very flavorful, a lot of fun. Alrighty, it's so nice seeing you guys. You know, I hope the time change of the show wasn't too confusing for everyone when I did the survey. The main response was 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock seemed like the perfect time, and you know, majority vote. I also appreciate everyone who left me longer comments in the survey. It was great seeing all of your feedback, so I really appreciate it. And I just want to say shout out to all of you guys. Like, we're really building a great, wonderful sports betting community here. Yeah, not rushing to games, 100%. I felt like before it was always like, oh my gosh, it's 7 o'clock and we have 3 games that start at 7. Always kind of like rushing into it. Yeah, baseball does start at 6:40 for a lot of these games, but 6 o'clock, it gives us plenty of time to analyze everything, analyze the line and how it's moved throughout the day, the money, you know, really keep track of this. And we're not rushing into the game. Like, it gives us a little bit of time just to see, like, at the end, are there any major changes? Is there anything we really need to know? You know, like, I remember on a former show that I was on, it was like, oh, like, you know, watching the warm-ups, like, this person looks great today. And sometimes, like, you see these little things before the game, and that's really like the moments when our sports betting community comes together and we use all of our information that we have, like all our little tidbits of information and knowledge, and really shine. Seriously, I love seeing that happen. So I feel like with a new time, this is going to be a lot of fun. All right, so you know, I was looking at college basketball today. Honestly, there's not a lot that I like right now, you know, from the morning email. And thank you also everyone who signed up for my free daily emails at arielcalista.com just by clicking on the stay in touch button. I send these emails out every day. Please tell your friends, tell your family about these emails, get them signed up. It's a great way to get some info about the sports, news, and really just becoming a better sports handicapper overall. But, you know, I said I like Clemson today, and I just want to see this move out a little bit more. I was expecting this to run out. It didn't run out as much as I expected it to. I would like to... Yeah, it just really didn't run as much as I expected, but sometimes that happens. These morning report emails go out early and things do change throughout the day. So, you know, I've said in the last couple of shows, I'm working on a solution so that you guys could get real-time live updates and, you know, you're not missing out on anything, especially as things change throughout the day. Like, these lines don't really remain static, and sometimes you expect them to move more than they do, and in this case, sometimes they just don't. But, you know, I mean, I still think that Clemson is peaking here, and this move from minus 13.5, I caught it at minus 14.5, but it's kind of in some spots at minus 15.5, but it's not strong. A lot of places are still at minus 14.5. Thank you so much, Mendoza Griffith. I appreciate that. But this really hasn't moved too much. I would like to see it move a little bit more, but this is kind of like a weekday in general. You know, the action is a little weird. The money is not, you know, always behaving in the same way. Like a lot of, you know, I always like to say when the money and the sports books are in agreement with each other, like I really like to play those games, and honestly, there just has not been a lot of that today. I mean, it is one of those days. I mean, I see a lot of spots where Vegas is moving in the opposite direction of money, and you know, it's just kind of a weekday in general. So I'm going to be talking about my logic and how I evaluate these games, looking at some of these lines so you understand the strategy and, you know, why I play what I play, but also how I look at these games and I'm like, I just don't really like that. So I was thinking today, you know, we'll just pace ourselves a little bit more, break down each of these games, especially in the NBA, because this is really where there's the most action tonight. Truthfully, I just don't see a lot going on in college that I like. Yeah, and lots of sharp money coming in on Clemson. You know, I have a good feeling about them, seriously. Yeah, that's really my only play in college basketball today. I still wanted to move more, but will it? So let's dive into some of these NBA games, just because we're going to really look at the logic, how to play with a house, how to apply game theory, and also understanding when these lines are sitting at equilibrium. So that's what we're going to be covering here tonight. And I'm going to give you the inside scoop on how I evaluate these lines, because, you know, one of the secrets to having this high ROI in the 30+% range, you know, with these 70+, you know, win rates, it doesn't just happen magically. It's by being very selective and also applying a really specific strategy to all of these games, all of these lines. And you guys also know me. I don't really play parlays. I don't do these parlays, and I really don't do a lot of even, you know, like micro betting or live wagering and stuff, because the house has such a huge edge. So, alright, let's dive into the NBA. First game I'm looking at is the Trailblazers versus the Celtics. This is at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern, so in an hour from now. I'm looking at this Portland line. So let's just start here. Looking at the Portland spread, it opened up at plus 10.5. And right now it's sitting at plus 9.5. So from the open, it's really only moved, you know, 1 point, and, you know, kind of starting to move in the right direction for Portland, but I just don't see anything here at the moment. Not a lot of money, not a lot of action, and, you know, if Vegas were really taking a stand here, I'd expect to see a little bit more. But let's look at the total, because maybe there's something to play here. So, still on the same game, this total opened up at 224.5. Then it went up half point to 225, went up to 225.5. But level 5 money was also on the over, which is interesting. So this only moved 1 point in, you know, towards the over on level 5 money. So I'm not a fan of this. I'm not going to take the over here just because a lot of money is on it, because this is not a huge Vegas move. This is a 1-point move, and especially on the total, that's really like nothing, you know? So I'm not a fan of the total here. I'm just gonna pass on this altogether, but it is interesting that Vegas, you know, they're just balancing the books here, but not really moving too much. Now let's talk about Timberwolves versus the Hornets. This is also another 7 o'clock game. Timberwolves opened up at -8.5, and they went to -8 on some money. So some money started coming in on the Timberwolves spread. So this is where the majority of the money is, but it's not reaching a level of significance yet at this point. So right now, it's some money, but this spread is moving in the wrong direction. It's moving against a lot of the money. So, you know, by opening up at -8.5 and then pulling back to -8 against the money, it's really not looking great for the Timberwolves tonight. But I would definitely stay away from the spread. But now let's look at the total. This opened up at 221.5 and then went all the way out to 226. And this was on some over money, but this move came in a little bit late. Hey, welcome in. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you stopping by. I was using my cannabis drink cup today all day. Thank you so much, Chris. It kept my coffee warm all day while I was getting my hair done at the salon. It's so perfect. So thank you. Kept my coffee warm all day and then even after the salon. I really appreciate when you guys get me things off of my wish list as a little appreciation. Seriously, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Oh no, you better go to Rumble. I'm sorry about that. YouTube, a lot of these social media platforms are very censorship heavy. So that's why I like to stream across a variety of platforms. I am on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Kick. You could follow me across all of these platforms. It's really exciting. I have little different banners and pictures and all of them, so you might as well follow everywhere. Wait, is this what you were trying to say? YouTube is coming down on wager info that contains links to illegal or offshore sites and canceling accounts. Is that real? Boot Bullwinkle? That cannot be a real name. Oh my god, that is crazy. Okay, just watch out, guys. Like, we are being censored, but this is a legal activity in states. Like, states have legalized this. A majority of states, the Supreme Court, PASPA. I mean, I was just diving into this today, actually, for my sports betting course, which I have coming up for you guys. You guys are gonna love it. It is literally so in-depth. Nothing like this exists out there. Oh, and also I want to shout out Super James for helping me with the writing. He helped me with my book, Sports Betting Illuminated, and oh my gosh, the amount of time and hard work and energy he put into really helping me edit all of the chapters. And you know, like, it's so great as a sports handicapper, really getting perspectives from other handicappers and, you know, their insights and compiling it all together. So, okay, I just went on a little bit of a tangent there. I don't know where I was going with that, but Super James, if you're out there, a huge shout out to you. Thank you. I can't wait to make this sports betting course. It's gonna be amazing. Definitely super smart. He is super smart. Oh no, no one believes he's real. He's somebody fan. I like it. Dang. Well, you know, I mean, I could see that they're shutting down offshore accounts and stuff. So just be careful, guys, because you know, sometimes when you're dealing with even offshore accounts, it's a little sketchy. Just, but some of them have been around for many years and are very reputable. So just do your research. Okay, so let's dive into one more game that I was looking at, and that's the Heat versus Cleveland Cavs. This is also at 7 o'clock. Did I finish my thought on the Timberwolves Hornets game? I don't know, but I remember I was saying like stay away from the Timberwolves spread. It's not going in the right direction, and also the total did move from 221.5 to 226 on some over money. But this move did come a little bit late, and right now, even though it moved all the way up to 226, it moved back to 225.5. And this is on a little bit of mixed money, like not strong in either direction. I think this is just sitting at equilibrium right now. Hey David, so nice seeing you. Welcome in. Um, this is this is just sitting at equilibrium right now. So I I wouldn't play an under here. I wouldn't play an over, personally, just looking at how this line is sitting. Next, I really want to talk about the Heat versus Cavs. Yeah, just stay away from it. I'm not a fan of this. So the Cavs spread, it opened up at minus 10.5. Then it moved to minus 12s on some Cavs money coming in late. But right now it's sitting at minus 11.5. So even though the money came in, this moved out. It actually was it was a pretty good move. Not huge, but considering where it's sitting at right now at minus 11.5, this is really only a 1 point move on the spread from the open. It did move out a little bit further. There was a little bit of buyback. To me, this just says this is sitting at equilibrium. Um, it's not a huge move. I was just kind of sitting there right now, especially because this moved really on some Cavs money coming in pretty late, but then it readjusted. Vegas is kind of holding his line pretty tight here. Oh wow, it just flipped to minus 12.5. Wow, okay, so that's another move. So that's a 2 point move on a spread. Wow. I like that. Whoa, real time update, guys. Let me take a look at some of this money and let's see how this is looking, because I'm liking this. Okay. Whoa. It's sitting at minus 12.5, minus 115 right now. Guys, it's already moved to minus 13 in a lot of different spots. There's some sharp money moving this right now. And more than that, like, it's still mixed money. Like, when I'm looking at the money splits, it's still a little mixed with like pro and Joe money, but there's some sharp money in here pushing this. But also, it's the Vegas sports books pushing this. So that's a 2 point push. With some very strong money behind this. I think this is starting to develop into a play that I really like tonight. You know, I think personally this could really be a good play. And I like how you could still get it at minus 12.5. So winners, winners, winners. That's right, skirt. Let's go. Yeah, I really like this play tonight. All right. There you have it, everyone. And some pretty sharp books, too. It's already moved to minus 13. So this is moving as we're watching it. Yeah, we're looking at the Cavs spread right now. Opened up at minus 10.5, moved out to minus 13. I think this might go on a run even. But I don't know. It was kind of sitting at equilibrium for a little while. Just remember, I mean, it was at minus 12 before. This is a pretty big move. I'm not gonna lie. This is a pretty big move. It's right before the game. And I think this might move even further because this does start at 7 o'clock. So I like it. I like it. This is moving in the right direction and the money is right behind it. So this is honestly, I think, one of the stronger moves that I've seen tonight, and I think I can really get behind this. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I definitely like this more than the over, for sure. This one is very weird. It opened up at 227 and a half, and then it went to 222. Now, the money is very mixed here. I've seen at some books, like MGM, there's level 5 money on the over, which to me doesn't make any sense. Like, that looks like a lot of Joe money because it went from 227 and a half to 222. That is a very big move towards the under. So seeing level 5 money at MGM kind of threw me, and I was staying away from this. I did check in with some other books though, because it's so important to check across other sports books because the money splits aren't always the same across all of the sports books. You really need to like compile a lot of data here, and just, you know, like looking at Circa, for example, I saw a lot of sharp money coming in on the under, which really could be driving this big under move with the sports book. So this is really up to you here, how you want to move. I'm just personally kind of staying away from the total, but I wouldn't be leaning towards the over. Like, if you're thinking about playing the over, think again. That's all I'll say here. I'm not playing the under, but I am not touching the over here. But if you want to play an under, if you're an action player, this would probably be the spot to do it. Is it still sitting here? Actually, look at this. Look at this. This is interesting. It's sitting at 220 and a half. It was sitting at 222 and a half before. It opened up at 227 and a half. 220 and a half right now. That is a 7-point move towards the under. So I like it, considering there is some sharp money at some very sharp sports books that are known for their sharps. I'm leaning towards the under here. So, you know, I think yeah, step over the over here. I personally might not play the under, or maybe just like a little bit on the under, but I like the Cavs. But you know, I am starting to like the under. I think I am talking myself into taking the under as well, just because that is a big move, and it's sitting at 220 and a half. Like, I just checked these numbers before I turned on like the camera and started streaming. So this is how fast things are moving right now, and I like having this stream right now. It makes sense. It really does make sense. All right. So that is what I have for now. Make sure to lock it in because these are coming up pretty soon. I do have the 2-minute drill, but today it is not really a video. I'm just going to be talking to you guys about betting Major League Baseball and how to bet it without overvaluing starting pitchers. You know, the one thing I always talk to, you know, when I talk to other gamblers about baseball, everyone always talks about the starting pitcher. I'm sure you guys hear this all the time. You know, well, who's the starting pitcher for today? Everyone wants to know. Seriously. And you know, we're all going to be betting a lot of baseball. There are so many baseball games, and we want to make sure that we have a consistently high ROI. So we're not losing our shirts, but instead going to the sports book and coming out with more money than, you know, you put in. I mean, that's building your ROI. And when you build it over time and, you know, really get to these 10% ROI, like a plus 10% ROI range, that's when you become a professional gambler. So I want everyone here to have like a 10+% ROI, get into the 12%, 20%, 30%. And I know we can do it. I know we all could get there. So let's talk about baseball, because there's so many games every baseball season. And we have to be really careful that we aren't falling into these traps of just looking at, like the starting pitchers, or, just looking at one factor and then using that to determine the whole game. So let's talk about this, because starting pitchers still do matter, but they just don't matter as much as they did before. Like true aces, they still dominate, but most starters only last 5 to 6 innings before turning it over to the bullpen. And also, betting favorites just because of a big name starter is often a trap. If the bullpen is overworked, a late collapse can kill your bet completely. Ari, run line! Super James, you made it! I was just talking about you. You have to rewind. I was saying a lot of good things though. About all of your hard work, and how excited I am to do the sports betting course, and how you're helping me out with it, and this is fantastic. Alright, so Run Line Whisper. I love how you guys gave me that title. The Run Line Whisper, that's me. We always crush it during baseball season. Alright, so let's talk about how bullpen usage and fatigue is just as important as a starter in baseball. Alright, so relievers throw 44.3% of total innings now, and this is compared to 32.6% in 2000. This is only 25 years, but things have already changed. So this means that a tired bullpen, there's going to be late game volatility, and if a team has burned its top relievers 2 or more days in a row, expect more runs late. Now, let's look at an example, because this is going to impact money lines and live betting as well. For example, 2023 Orioles bullpen had a 3.11 ERA, 1.16 WHIP, and 26% IRS. That is inherited runners scored, and they could hold leads, whereas the Kansas City Royals bullpen same year had a 5.23 ERA, 1.55 WHIP, 42% IRS percentage. And they just blew the late game leads consistently. So these are some important factors to look at. Yeah, Rumble is fun. Rumble is not banning us from telling us what we can and cannot say. So let's look at some of the key statistics that matter, because everything ultimately is math, like baseball, all the principles behind this, everything. So you have to know statistics that actually matter, because a lot of people are talking about ERA. This is outdated. Please, if there's one thing I can say, like, use better statistics. They're out there, they're available, they're widely available. So use them, because they actually are better predictors and factors, and information is free. The information is literally free. And I'm excited, Tyler. Baseball's right around the corner. Okay, so let's talk about FIP, FIP, xERA, and there's also xFIP, which is, the expected fielding independent pitching. So a lot of these, like for example, xERA, this accounts for luck and defense. It predicts a pitcher's ERA based on quality of contact, strikeout rate, and walks, rather than actual runs allowed using StatCast data. And then xFIP, it's basically assuming the league average home run luck, and just giving it an average. So like even luck isn't really influencing a lot of these factors anymore. There's really in-depth mathematics behind all of these, but it takes out a lot of the randomness and the luck, and it really just looks at the performance and just the performance, taking out all of the outside factors. And these statistics are available, and if you use them, you're going to improve as a handicapper, especially when it comes around to baseball season. You know, I mean, ERA has been around forever. Everyone's familiar with it. It's what everyone uses. But these are just better statistics. It takes out all of the randomness and noise from really like understanding how the performance is, because there is a lot of randomness and there's also a lot of like noise in the data. So like really by getting these precise numbers by using xERA and using xFIP. Hey Craig, welcome in. So using xERA, xFIP, all of these will help improve your metrics enormously. It'll help you make better predictions, because these are all based in math and science, and you know, you have the best mathematicians and computer scientists in the world. Plus, not to mention, I mean, with StatCast, all of this data is literally being taken like directly from every single infrared sensor you could even possibly imagine, on all the players, on everything. I mean, it's picking up data 60 times a second off of everything. Like, it is seeing information that we cannot possibly see with the human eye. That's what's going on behind the scenes. So like when you're using this data like xERA and xFIP, like all of this is coming from StatCast, which has like the agreement, the contracts with Major League Baseball to really be able to run all of these numbers and get the most accurate data possible. And this data is available to you. So knowing how to apply it, but knowing what to look for, the xERA, the xFIP, that is so important, because otherwise you're not going to have an advantage. But the math is out there. You already have the advantage. The best mathematicians in the world have already come together and figured this out for us. All we have to do is know what to look for out there in the sea of numbers. You know, everyone wants to throw a number at you. Every sports writer wants to say, oh, well, you know, in the last 7 games here, this team has, you know, I mean, come on. Let's look at the right numbers, you know, let's use bigger sample sizes, and let's just be smarter about our baseball bets this year. Part of that just starts with finding the right numbers. We're just Oh wow, okay, so Clemson has finally moved. Guys, this is what I was hoping for. Clemson moved to -15. I like it. I like it. That's exactly what I was hoping for. All right. Well, now that I've covered that, I just want to leave you guys with, like, you know, everyone is going to be talking about starting pitchers, and I just want you to all to remember that the sports books are also overvaluing like all of these prop bets as well. Like, for example, I just want to give you one quick example. You know, like a high profile person, I mean, high profile people like are inflating the money line by 30 to 40 cents, and ultimately, like, if you're betting on some of these high profile people sitting at -200 on their prop bets, you aren't going to be profitable over time. So just be careful as you're going into baseball season. Everyone likes to talk about starting pitchers. It's so much more than that. Look for the right statistics and information out there, and just remember, don't bet on, you know, like these -200 plays. I personally don't bet on anything that's, you know, beyond -140. But even then, I rarely do that. I'll stick to like -125, -130, like at the most, typically. Oh my gosh, what barbershops are you guys going to? We don't have any of that at the salons I go to. All right, well, let's get back into some more plays. This is at 7 o'clock as well, Jazz versus Wizards. I just want to talk about this total here. Nothing much is going on the spread, but it went, I mean, this opened up at 230.5, and it's still sitting at 230.5 on level 2 money. So even with money, it's not moving. I would have expected Vegas to move this just a little bit at least, but no, nothing. I'm just looking at some of my numbers now to see if there's like any update. I'm looking at it right now. It's still sitting at 230.5, so nothing much there. Nothing much there. I don't know. With the money on it and Vegas not moving, this does seem a little bit sus, so I'm just gonna stay away from it for now. Nothing here in this game, in this Jazz Wizards game that I really like. Sorry. Well, let's evaluate the Mavericks Bucks game. This is at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. You know, this is kind of a pretty strong play that I see right here on the Bucks spread. This opened early at -9.5. Then some early level 4 money pushed this pretty far out to -10.5. Then it pulled back a little bit to -10. I thought it was hitting the equilibrium there, but then it pushed out to -11. And there's still level 4 money on the Bucks spread right now. So just looking at this, I'm just updating my numbers to see if there's anything else going on. Okay, you know what, guys? This is already sitting at -11.5. This is pretty good. Okay, this is a pretty strong play. There is still pretty strong significant money behind this as well. And it's sitting at -11.5. Remember, it did open up at -9.5, so it's just gotten stronger throughout the day. That's a 2-point move on the spread in the right direction for the Bucks, so this is looking like a pretty nice play if you want to play the Bucks tonight. I agree. Yeah. This is looking like a pretty strong play. Out of all the plays I've seen on the board, this is definitely one of the stronger ones. You know, there hasn't been a ton of great plays tonight. That's just the truth. Sometimes it's just like that, where there are weaker nights, but I like this move. I like how it's moved 2 points in the right direction with some pretty significant money, level 4 money. So it's nice. It's nice seeing Vegas and the sportsbook moving in the same direction. But let's look at this total real quick before we move on from here. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like, not a lot of trust in those plays. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, well, let's look at this real quick. This total, it opened up at 225.5 in the Mavericks Buck game, and it went to 222.5, moving against all of the level 5 money that was going towards the over. Then it bounced back to 225, then 225.5. So this is exactly right where it opened. This is very fishy. Do not touch this. I would not play an under or an over here at all. Like, literally, don't touch this. That's my advice here on this total. Like, unless you just love the totals, under, over, doesn't matter tonight, you just can't help yourself. Like, I'd stay far away from it. Yeah. I'm not touching the total here, but I like the Bucks spread. So, you know, replace whatever total you were going to play with the spread, and yeah, play that instead. That's a pretty strong play, and I like the direction it's moving. It's still moving in the right direction. All right, well, lots of winning plays so far, but I did want to go into the little cannabis section. It's a little different tonight. So, uh, what is my favorite play? Well, I'm really liking the Buck spread right now. I would say that's probably one of my stronger plays so far. Um, yeah, yeah, definitely. And I like the Cavs, you know, I liked how this was moving in the right direction too. So those are really the two plays that, what, what is that? What did, what did you post here, Super James? Oh no, is this like not loading? Did I break my computer? Oh no. Oh hey, I love that. The Adventure of Ari. Oh my gosh. That is great. Sometimes people really do think I'm AI, and uh, I don't know. I'm not AI, I'm just Ari. Alright, so, okay. I did want to talk to you guys a little bit about some new cannabis glassware that I'm so excited to share with you. I wanted to talk about dabbing tonight. You know, I'm always smoking my little cannabis bong here, but let's talk about dabbing. So I have a few different dab tools right here. You found a proof. You definitely did. Proof is right there. There's already a movie about it. What if AI made a movie about me being AI? That is some Black Mirror stuff. Alright, so this was something I got for Valentine's Day. This is a little dab rig. You could tell it's a dab rig versus my bong because this has like a little bowl for the flower, and this has a nail here. This is the nail. I could just pull out here. Heats up with a torch, and you put your wax in there. I have some glass marbles in here, so those heat up as well, and it just kind of enhances the experience. I don't really think the marbles do anything, but for me, like an absolute must is always the carb cap. I feel like if you have a dab rig, you have to have a good carb cap, or else you're just losing a ton of wax that you would have normally been smoking, but it's all just like getting evaporated into the air, and it just creates so much more smoke, enhances your experience, and gives you a better hit for sure. So I want to talk about some of these things. I also got this as part of the Valentine's set. This is one of those things that you just heat up here at the tip, and I'm gonna show you guys. This is my HHC wax. It's gotten really sticky. I need to like remelt it. But then over here, this is my THCA batter. So it just comes in a little jar like this. Hey, DJ Ray, you came right in time for the party. You came at your favorite part, the cannabis. The best part, maybe? My favorite part. So this is my THCA batter. Like, as you can see, this looks just like the wax that you would get from the dispensary, except it's actually 2 grams. The dispensary only like sells half a gram to 1 gram at a time, and it's literally half the price. So, fun fact, I bet you guys don't know this, but if you heat up like the THC from... Am I frozen? Can you guys see me okay? I'm having some lagging issues. Is everything okay over there, guys? Can you see me alright? Please let me know in the comments. Yes, I am gonna put all the dispensaries out of business. with this one truth that I'm about to tell you. And you're probably never gonna get wax from a dispensary again, so I apologize in advance. But here's the truth, because everyone needs to know this. And this just comes down to very basic chemistry. I'm not telling you to go to a dispensary and, you know, stop getting their wax or anything. If that makes you happy, go for it. I'm all for it. But it comes down to very basic chemistry. When you take wax, and it looks just like the THCA wax, but just Delta 9 THC wax from a dispensary, regular concentrate, whether it is the diamonds, the batter, the sugar, the shatter, all of it. I know it. The stuff from the dispensary, because it is just Delta 9 THC, when you put it into your dab, this is getting over 350 degrees. Like, that's how hot it's getting. It's getting over 350 degrees. And when it turns over 350 degrees, Delta 9 turns into CBN. That's right. Delta 9 THC that you get from a dispensary turns into CBN. CBN, you know, it doesn't really have as strong psychoactive properties as THC. It does make you feel kind of sleepy though. I personally feel like it has a little bit of psychoactive effects, but not as strong. But THCA, if you put THCA into your dab and you heat it up, and just remember, you don't need to heat it up a ton, but it's still going to get over 350 degrees no matter what. I mean, it's going to get hot. You don't need to get it too hot for too long. But if you turn THCA, and you put it into the heat, it's going to turn into THC. So, just so we're clear, everyone, THC, Delta 9 THC from the dabs from the dispensary will turn into CBN. THCA, when you apply heat to it, is going to turn into THC. So you're getting more of a THC hit when you're inhaling it from THCA where it is originally, but also it's cheaper. You could get 2 grams. It's just so much better. It's so much better in my personal opinion. I'm going to show you this little thing that I love. It's such a simple device. It's literally just a glass tube. You heat this up, and I have a HHC dab here. So yeah, it really is better. I love the recap. That's great. So I have a dab of HHC here. Just remember, you don't have to heat your dab tools up for very long for it to get, for it to work correctly, HHC included. So I'm going to take a dab of HHC. I personally love HHC, and I use the torch here just to heat up the tip of this. And it's very easy. Just kind of wait till it gets hot. Make sure, because there's, as you can see, a little bit of wax buildup in this, you want to make sure that it doesn't get too wet and drip on you. That's happened before, and hot wax on your body is never pleasant, especially on exposed skin. So don't do that. They do sound like 90s music groups. THC. Are you listening to THC or are you listening to THCA? I'm taking THCA every day because it actually turns into THC. So remember that. Okay, so this is pretty hot now, it's smoking. You can't really see it. You just need a little bit, just to dip it in to get some smoke. And whoa. That definitely tickled my throat a little bit. That was good. It was really good. So, yeah, I really recommend, trying different cannabinoids too. Excuse me, everyone. Let me have some water real quick. Ice cold water after a dab. It just hits the spot. I can't lie, it just hits the spot. Alright, so yeah, I mean, experiment, you know, but like, just remember, THC from a dispensary will quite literally turn into CBN as soon as it hits 350 degrees. Dabbing with THCA, that is how you're going to get like a totally THC dab, and that's what you want. That is like the true full experience that you want when you're doing a dab. When you go into dispensary, I know because I'm the customer, you always go in with the intention of getting the concentrate with the highest percentage of THC in it. But when considering that it literally turns into CBN as soon as it hits 350 degrees, get THCA instead so you actually get all the THC and it's not just turning into CBN, because that's just a waste of your money, and it's just a simple process. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I just got my hair done today, so I'm glad you guys are liking it. I was at the salon. I'm so excited for spring. I'm, you know, feeling springtime coming around. It was actually really nice out today. It felt like California. So I really like this weather, and I hope it just keeps getting warmer from here. Can't wait. Can't wait to start tanning again. Alright, well, anyways, just remember guys, if you want to reach out to me anytime and ask me about dab tools, I'm also selling products like these. This was actually a 4-piece set. It came with the the marbles, the nail, the card cap, the bong, this, and even like a dab stick. So you could get some cool things. Just hit me up and yeah, let me know. You guys know how to reach me. My email, reply to any of them just by clicking on the stay in touch button at arielcalista.com and sign up for my free daily emails. Alright, let's cover these last few games. We're just gonna analyze them. This one I'm not really crazy about. I don't really have a play, but let's see how this Kings Nuggets game is moving right now. If anyone could give me like the current line, just throw it into the comments for Sacramento, what the Sacramento spread is. It opened up at +6.5, then it went to +5.5 on some Denver money. So this is one of those spots where Vegas is moving against the money. Oh, I'm so glad you're liking your Gravity Bong. Gravity Bong is the best. It's literally changed my life. I use it all the time now. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, so the Kings are sitting at +6.5 still. They're sitting at, wait, no, they're sitting at +6.5 now. Okay, stay away from this. I don't really like this. Yeah, this is super weird. Just remember, there's a lot of lines that are super weird tonight. It's opened up at +6.5, went to +5.5, now it's sitting at +6.5, and there's a lot of Denver money right now coming in. Stay away. I'm staying away. I don't like anything here. If you have a play that you love, I mean, by all means play it, but I don't like anything here. Looking at the over, it's just been sitting at 235.5 all day. I mean, there's literally level 3 over money. Level like 4 over money now. Like, it's getting even stronger. So, Vegas doesn't care. No, Vegas does not care about any of this over money. They're holding this line tight. Like, tight. If anything, I'm gonna guess, like, it's either gonna land right there at 235.5 or it's gonna go under. Like, and they're just letting all of the people continuously bet the over because they're gonna crush them. I don't know. But I'm staying away from both of these lines. And let's talk about the Thunder versus Grizzlies. This is a 9:40 p.m. game. Grizzlies moved from +8.5 to +7.5 on some mixed Thunder money. So this is kind of moving against, it looks like Vegas is moving against the money here. They're moving against the Thunder a little bit. But yeah, some of these games tonight, really, like, you can't play everything. I mean, seriously, you can't play everything and maintain like a high ROI. That's just a fact of being a pro handicapper. Like, you really gotta limit it to the ones that fit your metrics. And this one, this Grizzlies spread is not fitting my metrics. It went from +8.5 to +7.5. Not really doing anything, but the over is so, like, weird. It went from 249.5 to 252.5 on over money. And normally I would say, wow, like, this is a huge move towards the over, but this is such a big number here. Like, you really have to like the plain overs to bet this over. 252.5 is, it's a lot of points. I mean, considering that the money and Vegas are moving in the right direction here for taking the over, normally I would say go for it, but just sitting around 252.5. This is something where I'm just saying, I think this might have hit equilibrium because this moved early, but it hasn't really moved since the early move. And that's something you also want to look for. So I think it's just kind of hit its equilibrium point and it's just going to sit there. They really haven't pushed it since early, but it was a big move early on. You know, if you took the over early at 249.5, you know, congratulations, but they really just haven't moved it much since. I would try. Maybe. We'll see. It's just 252.5 is, yeah, I mean, I feel the same way, honestly. Yeah, you really have to like this to take an over here. Like, you really have to like taking overs, like, especially on big numbers like this. And I just don't. I don't, you know, like, it's hard for me to pull the trigger. Yeah. Those Joey Chestnut, those Joey Chestnut bets always win. Always. I actually have a perfect perfect score and all of that. Perfect win rate. Alright, let's talk about the Pistons versus the Clippers game. This is at 10:40 p.m. Eastern. The Pistons went from -2.5 to -4 to -4.5 to -5 to -5.5. So, like, this was going in the right direction. Then it went to -4.5 on mixed money. Oh my god, guys. Yeah, no, this strong early moves indicates that Vegas initially mispriced this, which is understandable, but I'm completely staying away from this spread. Just staying away. Yeah, I don't like it. It moved back just too much. There was too much of a move from -5.5, back to -4 after it was already moving in the right direction initially. I just couldn't back down from that. The dab is smacking, but that's what happens when you when you do an HHC dab. And seriously, like, you guys should all try HHC dabs. They're so powerful. I really enjoy them. So yeah, try some like alternative cannabinoids like THCA. Try dabbing with it. It's a great experience. All right. Okay, let me just talk about the total in this game. This opened up at 219.5. It's still sitting here. There's a lot of money coming in on the over. There's level 5 money on the over. So this is it's just been sustained money all day. Vegas hasn't budged at all though. At all. So you might even want to consider taking the under here. Yeah, the dab is definitely one with me. This is my first time doing a dab on a live stream, so the effects are hitting. I hope you guys are enjoying seeing how potent it is. But I would encourage everyone to try dabbing HHC, THCA. Try something else than just dispensary dabs. It's good, you know, like especially when you have like good lab tested ingredients, and you know a lot of these come from smoke shops. So yeah, but I also sell it like online as well, so you could get it locally, you could get it online. Just let me know. Yeah, I'm not really going to make a play on the total here in this Pistons Clippers game. There's a lot of strong money on the over. Vegas isn't budging. I'm not a fan of it. But yeah, so I'm kind of staying away from that game. But now you guys see like the logic on how I break down all of these games, how I'm analyzing the money coming in and the line movements, and really how all of this is affecting things. And also like we're seeing a lot of these lines shift in real time, and that's important because things change, you know, things fall apart or things actually move in the right direction to make you take that bet as you see it develop. And we put all our brains together and that's what happens. Yeah, and that is a crazy story. See, you know, being in a cannabis business, like as someone who actually does like enjoy cannabis, like seriously, like I'm a true consumer of cannabis. Like a lot of people like to come in with their fancy brands that, you know, they've raised like millions of dollars like for their businesses and things like that, and they come, you know, through my office and, you know, show off their products, and like they bring in like little nugs or dabs, and it's crazy how all these like, you know, self-proclaimed like cannabis people just, they can't even dab or they get high just like 2 smokes. Or a lot of these people also, there's so many people in the cannabis business as well that like are part of major brands that don't even consume cannabis. Like seriously, that is like one of the dark secrets of the cannabis industry. But yeah, one guy, he was a big guy in the cannabis industry in California and did a lot of stuff with, you know, some very recognizable brands that are still out there. And, you know, another business person was coming in, bringing a whole like briefcase of dabs, and like we were, you know, I was with like a small group and we were all like trying out the different products. And you know, one of the guys who did a lot of the management for a lot of these big brands out in California, he was just, yeah, he was sitting on the floor like in a beanbag, just like not moving, basically not talking for like 45 minutes, just completely out of it. It was so crazy. I've never seen anything like that. But You know, I mean, I have seen instances where people call like 911 on themselves or like take themselves to the emergency room. I mean, I've seen that happen in real life because of cannabis, but truthfully, like, have to remember, chill, dude. Like, you're just high. Like, just think those words to yourself, you know? Like, that helps me, like, put in, use some terpenes, like, using terpenes, the power of scent, like, having citrusy aromas around you, like, can really, you know, like limonene and different other citrusy terpenes really enhance like the happiness feelings and enhance your mood so you're not feeling so paranoid anymore. Because when you're feeling happy, you're not feeling paranoid. So, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you're having such a great time. I really appreciate that. All right, take care, Derek. Thanks for stopping in. Those were all of my plays for today, so you guys really didn't miss anything, and yeah, I hope all of you guys have a great night. Oh my gosh, time flies. We've already been online for over an hour, and I guess that's what happens when you do a little bit of and a little dabadoo, yeah. Right. Yeah, that dab definitely hit hard, but as you can see, these products work. I use all of my own products, so if you ever need any product recommendations or have any questions about anything, my emails, my DMs, social media, everything, it's always open. You can always reach me anytime. And of course, feel free to reach out to me, reply to any of my emails, and of course tell your friends and family about my free daily emails just by clicking on the Stay in Touch button at arielcalista.com. These emails go every day. They're so full of information. They have your sports news. They have the lines set up for all the games and what lines look interesting, what's developing, my picks of the day, pictures of me every day, and so much more. So tell your friends, tell your family about these emails. They are great, and I would love to see everyone, you know, writing in about them and telling other people about them. Like, that's the best thing we could do, spread the word. And also, I'm so appreciative of Super James for helping me with the course and looking over all of my writing, and it's going to be a lot of work. I have a lot of stuff to send you, but I'm really excited to get started on this project. And also, I'm so appreciative of all you guys for checking out my wish list and, you know, like sending thanks for all of these wins and everything that we're doing together. It is such a good vibe. I'm just so grateful for all of you, and we have such an amazing community here. I just can't wait to keep growing it, keep winning, keep doing what we're doing, winning all of our wagers, and let's have a great night. I will see you all Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern for my next live stream. I can't wait. Thank you everyone for stopping in tonight, and good luck on all of your wagers. Make sure to join my free daily emails, and have a wonderful winning night. Good luck, everyone.